I set the table out of habit tonight. 2 forks, 2 plates in the dim kitchen light. Then I caught my reflection in the silver and glass, and remembered the shadow of a love that has passed. I put 1 plate back in the cupboard above, a funeral march for a kitchen table love. The water is boiling, the steam fills the air, but it can't hide the ghost sitting in your old chair. The recipe's built for a party of 2, but I'm cutting the portions and losing the view. It's funny how salt tastes like tears on the tongue when the song of the evening is finally unsung, and it's dinner for 1 in a house meant for us, turning the gold into iron red rust. No one to talk to, no one to please, just the sound of the wind through the backyard trees. The wine is too bitter, the candle's too tall. I'm eating my heart out against the white wall, in the silence of none, under the sun. I'm serving up dinner, dinner for 1. The TV is humming just to drown out the click of the clock on the mantle. It's making me sick. I remember the nights when we'd burn the roast beef and laugh till the morning gave way to relief. Now the kitchen is spotless, the counters are cold, and I'm feeling the weight of a story untold. I'm chewing on the memories of things that you said, while I stare at the place where you used to break bread. I could call someone over, I could fill up the space, but I don't want a stranger in your holy place. I'd rather be hungry, I'd rather be thin, and to let a new story finally begin. Let the table stay empty, let the kitchen stay cold. I didn't wake up reaching for my phone to see if you'd made it safely back home. The silence didn't startle me awake today. It just sat in the corner in a dull shade of gray. I made 1 cup of coffee, didn't glance at your chair. I finally stopped looking for you everywhere. It's not the screaming, it's not the It's the way the heart starts being a liar. The panic has faded, the fever is gone, but the chill in the marrow is lingering on. And this is the first day of normal, the first day I don't call your name. Everything's exactly the same as it was, except that everything's changed. No more waiting for a door to swing wide, no more keeping the light on inside. It doesn't hurt like a knife, it just feels like a ghost. This is the version of us I fear most. Welcome to the first day of normal. Welcome to the first day of normal. I went to the store and I didn't buy your bread. I kept all the I miss yous tucked inside my head. I walked past the park where we carved out our names, and I didn't feel the sting, didn't feel the old flames. It's terrifying how the world just keeps spinning while I'm sitting here, neither losing nor winning. I almost miss the agony, I almost miss the tears. At least when I was breaking, I knew that you were near. But now the air is empty and the sky is just blue, and I'm starting to remember how to live without you. Is this what I wanted? To feel nothing at all, to stand in a room and not wait for your call. I bought some lemons, but they look like stone. The yellow's gone quiet since I've been alone. The sky is a TV with no signal in sight, just a flickering static of charcoal and white. I remember when you left, it was a shade of deep red. Now it's just a ghost story living in my head. The saturation's leaking out of the frame. Ever since I stopped saying your name, I'm looking for the neon, I'm looking for the glow, but the brightness left when you had to go. where we stood. But the canvas is thirsty and it's no damn good. The purple of the wine, the orange of the fall, they're just different versions of nothing at all. I'm wearing your old shirt, the one that was to you, but I can't even remember how that color feels. Turn the contrast off, bring the highlights back. I'm tired of the gray, I'm tired of the black, but the more I try to pull the pigments from the air, the more I realize that you aren't there. And you were the light. Yeah, you were the I'm tracing lines across my palm tonight, in the flickering glow of a dashboard light. There's a jagged edge from a June, July, where we swore our love would never die. And a fading mark on my collarbone from the night you left me all alone. Every bruise is a landmark, every ache been 3 weeks and 4 lonely days since you walked out the door in a cold blue haze. But you left a witness, you left a sign on the hardwood floor near the dividing line. It's scuffed at the edges, the handle is torn, a heavy reminder of the love that we've worn. I trip over it when I'm walking to bed, a mountain of maybe and the things that you said. I should put it in the car, I should leave it on the curb, but the silence it holds is a thing I can't disturb. It's packed with your sweaters and the books that you read, and the ghost of the life that we're leaving for dead. And there's a suitcase in the corner, taking up the room, a little black box of beautiful gloom. It's waiting for a hand that isn't coming back while I'm falling apart in the shadow of the black. Is it a promise or is it a threat? A permanent record of a long-term regret. I'm living in the middle of a not quite gone, with the suitcase in the corner and the light left on. I reached for the zipper just to see what was there, and the scent of your perfume filled up the air. It hit me like a physical blow to the chest, the memory of your head when it used to rest on my shoulder on the train on the way to the coast. Now I'm just a hollow man hosting a ghost. I closed it back up, I couldn't look at the seams. It's a graveyard of fabric in a coffin for dreams. Take it away, just take it all, before the walls of this house start to crumble and fall. I can't breathe with it sitting right there, sucking the life out of the cold morning air. It's still here. Why are you still here? It's hanging on the back of the bedroom door, a shade of white I don't believe in anymore. The silk is cold and the lace is thin, like the promises you made that I'm shivering in. I bought it for a Saturday that never arrived, back when I thought I always would survive. Now the zipper is stuck and the fabric is gray, just a ghost of a girl from a different day. I should take it back, I should give it away, but it's the only part of you that I've made stay. It's a costume for a movie that was never filmed, a quiet little kingdom that was never built. And it's the dress I never wore for you, a beautiful lie that I thought was true. No flowers in my hair, no ring on my hand, just a hollow too tight. I look like a stranger in the middle of the light. The hem is dragging in the dirt of the past. I guess the things that shine are the ones that don't last. I'm a bride to a shadow, a queen of the know, watching the seasons and the colors go. Do I burn it? Do I bury it? How much longer do I have to carry it? It's a weight in the closet, a scream in the hall. It's the most expensive nothing of all. It's It's just nothing. The kitchen floor is a minefield tonight. Reflection of us in the pale yellow light. It fell from the counter, it slipped from my grip, like the very first time that I let a lie slip. Now there's 1,000 pieces of what we once held, a story of us that we no longer tell. I should just sweep it away in the dark, leave all the jagged bits here in the heart. But I'm down on my knees, reaching out for the shine, trying to save what's no longer mine. And I'm picking up the glass, piece by piece, trying to find some kind of release. But the harder I hold on, weight of your memory is 100-pound stone tied to my ankles, keeping me alone. I've been living in the deep end where the light doesn't reach, 1,000 miles away from the sand on the beach. The pressure in my chest is a familiar friend. I thought this was just how my story would end, in the dark, in the blue, in the quiet of the sea, where there's nothing left of you and nothing left of me. But my lungs are screaming for something more than the shipwrecks and shadows on the ocean floor. I'm kicking my legs, I'm reaching my hands toward a world that I'm starting to understand. And I'm finding the surface, I'm breaking the glass, watching the bubbles of our history pass. It's a long way up and the water is cold, but I'm letting go of the secrets we told. One more inch, one more desperate pull, until my vision is clear and my lungs are full. I'm rising, I'm rising. I'm finally finding the surface. The silence down here is a beautiful lie. It's easier to hide than to say a goodbye. But I'm tired of the salt and I'm tired of the chill, of staying this empty and staying this still. I see a shimmer, a crack in the gray, the first real hints of a brand new day. I'm leaving the anchors, I'm leaving the lead, I'm choosing the living over being this dead. The weight of this heavy, the current is strong. I've been down in the wreckage for way too long. I'm not a ghost, I'm not a shade, I'm more than the mess that our breakup made. Give me the air, give me the light. I found them in the junk drawer, buried in the bag, next to some tangled wire in a photograph crack. A heavy ring of silver, a jagged piece of brass, holding the ghost of every threshold we'd pass. This one's for the apartment with the leak in the hall, and this one's for the padlock on the gate by the wall. They're just bits of cold metal, they're just teeth made of steel, but they're the only parts of home that I still get to feel. I'm holding the weight of a dozen dead doors in a house that doesn't feel like it's mine or it's yours. The locks have been changed, the tumblers have turned, and I'm just a collector of the bridges we burned. And I've got a box of old keys for doors I can't open, a handful of metal for a heart that is broken. They don't fit the lines, they don't fit the light, they just sit in the dark like a dull-edged knife. I'm a locksmith of shadows, a keeper of the past, holding on to the path to what I built to last. Every turn is a memory, every click is a plea in this box of old keys. There's the one to your heart, at least that's what you said, back when the roses were blooming and the wine was all red. Now it's just a relic, a shape without a home, a useless little souvenir of being alone. I try to throw them out, I try to let them go, but the thought of the missing is all that I know. If I lose the keys, do I lose you too? Or am I just afraid of having nothing of you? I'm standing on the porch, I'm standing in the rain, trying to find a way to unlock all this pain. But the cylinders are frozen, the handle won't move, and I've got nothing left to give and nothing to prove. I'm locked out. Yeah, I'm locked out. The dashboard clock is a neon blue, reminding me of the hours I spent with you. I'm passing the exit where we used to stop at that late night diner and the coffee shop. The streetlights are counting the tears on my face in a 6-speed prison in a hollowed out space. I'm not checking the mirrors, I'm not checking the gas, just watching the ghost of our history pass. I've got the radio up, but the static is loud, like the silence that lives in a thundercloud. I'm pushing 80 just to feel a thrill, but the ache in my chest is standing perfectly still. And I'm driving to nowhere, just killing the night, chasing the ghosts in my own headlights. The lines on the road are a blur in the rain, a long white ribbon of beautiful pain. I'm not going home, 'cause home this day. The engine is humming a low G minor tune under the gaze of a cold white moon. I saw a billboard that said turn around, but I'm already lost in this city of sound. I keep thinking I see your car in the lane, but it's just the shadow of a memory stain. I'm a pilot of nothing, a king of the road, carrying the weight of the heavy dark load. Where am I going? Why can't I stop? Wait for the fever, wait for the drop. I'm running from shadows, I'm running from us in a metal machine that I no longer trust. Let the load take me. Let the night break me. The ink is running dry, the lamp is burning low. I've been holding this pen, afraid to let go. We've been 1,000 pages of fire and rain, a library of passion, a volume of pain. I've memorized the margins where you tucked in your I love yous, but I'm running out of paper and I'm running out of excuses. My fingers are shaking at the corner of the sheet, knowing once I flip it we'll never again meet. It's the heaviest weight for a sliver of white to carry the burden of our last good night. And I'm reading the last page of the chapter, the echoes of the ever after. The plot didn't twist the way that I planned. Now the book is just slipping right out of my hand. It's not a cliffhanger, it's not a mistake, just the sound that a heart makes before it can break. The ink is still wet, but the story is over. I'm closing the cover, I'm being your lover. I went back to the start, back to page number 1. Before we were damaged, before we were done. We were such a good story, we were such a good fun. But the words started blurring and falling behind. Now I'm staring at the end written in black, and there isn't a sequel that's bringing us back. Do I burn the book? Do I keep it on the shelf? Do I hide it away from a future myself? Every sentence we lived, every comma we shared, by the window, covered in dust, holding the secrets that turned into rust. I've got a pen in my hand and a hole in my chest, writing the things I can never suggest to the version of you that I used to know, before the winter and before the snow. No stamps on the envelopes, no names on the front, just a desperate heart on a ghost-filled hunt. I'm not sending these out, I'm not letting them fly, I'm just giving my sorrow a place to die. And they're just letters to the attic, muffled by the insulation and the static, confessions I'm making to the beams in the floor about how I don't know who I am anymore. You'll never read them, you'll never see the ink-stained wreckage of what's left of me, just paper and shadows, a silent habit, writing my letters to the attic. Page 42 is about the way you'd laugh and how I can't look at that old photograph. Page 57 is a scream on the page about how I'm trapped in this memory cage. I'm telling the rafters about your goodbye and asking the spiders the reasons why. It's a library of longing, a stack of regret for the man, woman I haven't quite finished with yet. Does the house feel the weight of the words I've stored? Does it groan under the pressure of being ignored? I'm filling the rafters, I'm filling the space until there's no room for your beautiful face. Let it stay in the dark. Let it lose every I'm staring at the creases in this paper on my lap, trying to find a heartbeat in the middle of a map. I know the street, I know the number on the door, but I don't know the person who lives there anymore. Is the garden still growing? Is the porch light still on? Or did the color leave the world the moment I was gone? I'm tracing the highways, the blue and the red, but all the roads just lead back to the things that we said. It's only 20 miles, it's a 30-minute drive, but it feels like a distance no one could survive. I've got the coordinates, I've got the GPS, but I'm still sinking deep in this directionless mess. And I'm holding the map to where you are, but it feels like I'm reaching for a dying star. I can see the destination, I can see the X, but I can't breathe. park on the hill where the world used to move, but our hearts stood still. Now it's a restricted zone, a do not cross sign on a territory that I used to call mine. I could drive there tonight, I could stand on your lawn, but the you that I loved has already withdrawn. The geography's the same, the landmarks haven't changed, but the soul of the city has been rearranged. Fold it up, tear it down, I'm a stranger in my own hometown. Every corner is a memory, every light is a ghost of a version of us that I needed the most. You're right there, but you're nowhere. I've been driving blind for 100 miles, living off the echoes of your half-broken smiles. Everything was blurred, everything was gray. I couldn't tell the midnight from the middle of the day. I stayed in the haze because the haze felt safe, a soft velvet prison for this hollowed out space. But the wind is shifting, the air is getting thin, I can feel the temperature crawling on my skin. The edges of the world are starting to show, and there's nowhere left for a ghost I finally changed the sheets on the bed and cleared out the static that lived in my head. It's not a celebration, it's not a parade, it's just the slow way a fever starts to fade. I'm not 100%, I'm not even close, but I'm fine living without your ghost. And it's a quiet kind of healing, like the way the snow falls on the street. A soft kind of feeling where the bitter and the hollow finally meet. No fireworks, no sudden light, just a steady breath in the middle of the night. It's slow and it's lonely, but I'm dealing a quiet kind of healing. I found your old sweater in the back of the hall, and for the first time, it didn't make me feel small. I didn't hold it, I didn't start to cry. I just put it in a box and said a soft goodbye. The missing you isn't a hole anymore, it's just a scratch on the paint by the door. And it's a quiet kind of healing, like the way the snow falls on the street. A soft kind of feeling where the bitter and the hollow finally meet. No fireworks, no sudden light, just a steady breath in the middle of the night. It's slow and it's lonely, but I'm dealing with this quiet kind of healing. The piano is dusty, the middle C is stuck, like the summer we spent running out of our luck. I try to play a major chord, something bright and gold, but my fingers only know the stories we told. The sheet music's torn and the ink is a mess, a symphony written in pure loneliness. Every note that I strike is a ghost of a kiss in a house that's forgotten what harmony is. The rhythm is broken, the tempo is wrong. I'm dragging the ghost of our love through a song. It's a flat kind of feeling, a sharp kind of sting when you're losing the voice that used to make you sing. And this is survival in T minor, melody designed to placemats are straight. I'm staring at the steam rising off of my plate. I bought a set of 4 back when we were a team. Now they're just wooden skeletons of a dying dream. I put my keys on the one where you used to sit, a temporary occupant for a heart that won't quit. The candlelight is flickering, fighting the air, but it can't find a face in that high back chair. It's not just the silence, it's the physical space, the missing conversation and the ghost of a grace. I'm surrounded by furniture that knows your name, in a house where the gravity doesn't feel the same. And I'm living with empty chairs at the table, trying to be strong, trying to stay stable, but they're staring at me like an unfinished book with the weight of the I love yous that we both took. I can't sit across from the nothing tonight in the cold yellow glow of the dining room light. It's a banquet of shadows, it's a feast for the unstable, just me and these empty chairs at the table. I remember the holidays, the wine and the bread, when the room was so loud with the things that we said. Now the dust is the only thing taking a seat in the sanctuary where we used to meet. I should sell them, I should burn them, I should move them away, but I'm still waiting for a guest from a different day. So I leave him there, tucked in a need, a cemetery of wood on a quiet side street. Sit it down, I'm the only king in this ghost-filled town. I'm talking to the air, I'm laughing at the walls, until the darkness eventually calls and pull one out. Sit it down, I'm the only king in this ghost-filled town. I'm talking to the air, I'm laughing at the walls, until the darkness eventually calls. There's no one there. God, there's no one The coffee's cold, the house is way too loud, with the ghost of every word we spoke out loud. I'm staring at the dent you left in the bed, trying to unhear the things that we said. I reached for your hand in my sleep last night, but I only found the cold gray morning light. They say time is a healer. straight down on Main. And for a second I forgot how to say my own name. I almost called, I almost hit send. Then I remembered how the story had to end. Now the keys in the door make a different sound. Since you aren't the reason I'm coming around. Yeah, they say time is a healer, but it's mostly a wait between the I love you and it's far too late. And I'm standing here on a floor made of glass, watching the ghosts of the memories pass. But I'm learning to walk again without your shadow holding my hand, trying to find where the me begins in the wreckage of where we used to stand. It's a heavy step, it's a shaky breath, it's the quietest kind of life and death. One foot in front of the other, my friend. I'm just learning to walk again. The sun went down behind the hills an hour ago, and the shadows in the hallway are starting to grow. I should be locking up the windows and the sliding door, but I'm still listening for your tires on the gravel floor. I know your key is on the counter and your side is cold, but I'm still clinging to a story that's already been told. The crickets are the only ones talking to me tonight, while I'm sitting in the glow of this amber light. My neighbors think I'm crazy, they say I should sleep, but there are promises that I'm still trying to keep. It's a beacon for a sailor who's already found a new shore, a signal for a heart that doesn't live here anymore. And I'm leaving the porch light on just in case you forget the way and you need a familiar that you didn't take when you walked right out the door. I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off. I'm staring at your name in the favorites list, a digital relic of the lips that I've kissed. The screen is too bright in the dark of the room, like a miniature sun in a temple of gloom. I've got my thumb hovering over the green while I'm drowning in everything that's left in between. I know the area code, I know the last four, but I don't know who lives in your heart anymore. I've got 1,000 hellos tucked under my tongue and a million I'm sorries that haven't been sung. I'm practicing conversations with a dial tone in a house that's become a cathedral of alone. And they're just phone calls I'll never make. Silence I'm keeping for both of our sake. I'm talking to shadows, I'm talking to ghosts about the version of you that I'm missing the most. The signal is dead and the battery is low, but I'm still afraid to let the memory go. I'm holding the plastic, I'm feeling the ache of all the phone calls I'll never make. I wonder if your phone is sitting right there on the nightstand under the cold morning air. Does it vibrate sometimes with a ghost of a ring? Do you look at the screen and feel